So we have a problem that's going to talk about how to find percent of a number where you're given either part and the whole and trying to find, or trying to find percent and you're given the part and the whole. So what we're going to look at first is, say for instance, we have a person who has lost some weight, and we'll say that they've lost 12% of their weight. And they've actually been able to track that on the scale. And on the scale, they've shown that they're down 21 pounds. LBS is just the shortened version for pounds. What our goal is to figure out what is their original weight. So where did they start at? Just because it's always good to see where we've come from, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at a proportion method for this one. This is probably my favorite way to teach these types of problems. The proportion we're going to look at is called is over of is equal to P over 100. So essentially with this proportion, is will always represent the part, of represents the whole thing, and that's actually what we're going to be looking for in this particular problem. We don't know the original weights, that's the whole weight. And then over here on the right side, we have P, that always represents percent. And then 100 is what percents are out of. So what we're going to do is take what we have from this information that was given to us and then use that to solve. So we do know that this person lost 12% of their weight, and obviously since it has a percent sign, that is going to go in the percent section of the proportion. So if I start to set up my proportion here, one thing you always want to know is the 100 will always go here in the right hand corner, just because we're always going to be out of 100 no matter what. Yes, sometimes percents can be above 100%, and that's totally fine for another lesson on another day, but for now we're looking at just this one where we have 12%, so 12 will go over the 100. And then we talked about this before, we don't know the original weight, which is meaning since this person lost weight, that means the original weight is what we don't know. So we don't know all of the weight that they once were. So we don't know the of. So this right here, down 21 pounds or lost 21 pounds, that's actually part or a part of how much they used to weigh. So we have 21 as the part. We don't know the of or the whole thing. We do know that they lost 12% of their weight and over 100. Next, we're just going to solve this proportion. Anytime you solve a proportion, it just means it is proportional or equal to one another whenever you cross multiply. So we're going to solve by cross multiplying. Okay, so that's what this is going to look like. First off, I'm going to do whatever my variable is diagonal from, I'm going to multiply that first. So I'm going to have 12 times x is equal to, proportional means cross products are equal to cross products, just means cross multiplying. And then I'm also going to multiply the other cross products or diagonals, 21 times 100. Okay, to simplify, I know 12 times x, that'll just be 12x. And 21 times 100 is 2100. And the last step here, to get x by itself, that's going to give us our solution, we have to do what's called an inverse operation. An inverse operation is just doing the opposite operation of what you see happening here. And we obviously know 12x is the same thing as 12 times x. So the inverse operation of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides by 12 to get x by itself. To balance this equation, I will have to also divide the other side by 12. So whatever 2100 divided by 12 is will give us my answer, because right here on the left side, 12x divided by 12 is just going to give me x. And then if we calculate this, 2100 divided by 12 will give us 175. So this person, the original weight was 175 pounds.